Happy 4th of July, everybody. From Crazy Cluckers, I'm Gary. And it's a holiday. I'm dressed for the occasion. But there's some work to be done. It can't be avoided. And there it is. And had a little rain last night. That's not entirely accurate. I forgot to dump it. We had 3/4 of an inch the night before, so it looks like we had 2 inches of rain last night. This tree didn't go down last night, or this limb. It's been a couple of nights ago. But I'm just now able to get to it because I'm going to have to be cutting grass here soon, and it is in the way. So I got to cut that up, and I want to take the rest of that limb off. This poor walnut tree, I'm going to back up so you can see the pair of them. The limb that's down on the ground had a great big limb that came down, I don't know, 6 months ago, and crashed on the gate, but the gate's all right on the chicken pen. And anyway, so prior to that, you can see about midway up, just above that post there's a little branch sticking out, and there's a big sawed-off place. Well, that was last year, and that limb, I want to tell you what, it filled 3/4 of this yard. These pair of walnut trees, there's 4 of them all along this ditch, and these being at the base, I think they get far too much water. They grow too fast, and that's the very bottom one, and it's the worst about it. You can see the one on the right of that pair. At one point had a limb come down too, but this one is the worst, and I'm assuming it's because it's getting too much water, growing way too fast, getting too big for its britches, and then boom, there it comes down. So yeah, in a minute I'll be sawing that up. We'll start with that limb up there. I want to get that down and get the tree looking right again anyway. All right, everything's all set up and it's go time. Safety is important. Sometimes around here I'm not real good on the safety thing, but whenever it gets really important, I'm doing everything I can. So my goal is first to drop that big chunk and then clean it up. Now, see if I can get the saw started. It's supposed to have a compression switch, but I've yet to find it. It's a hard saw to pull, or a decompression switch to start it. Okay, the saw is smoking, and I didn't. The compression is so hard on that saw, so high. It's hard for me to start. It doesn't have a decompression switch, so I didn't think I could start it in the tree. I started it on the ground and put the safety brake on, and I assume the smoke came from the safety brake. Anyway, this happened a couple of times, so I spared you all that agony, and went with it, all all the cussing and everything, throwing a fit. Anyway, so I'm up in the tree, and I finally got it to where I think it's going to work, but I didn't. I still had the safety brake on, and whenever I go to try it, it dies again. Anyway, so long story short, by the time I actually got up there and I figured a way to start it in the tree on the ladder, and the GoPro battery died. So it does not show cutting down the big part of the branch. But thank God Luann came to the rescue with her phone and at least was able to film cutting off the little stub for the final trim to make it look right. So I missed that part. I'm sorry, but that's how it goes sometimes. You know, I'm just glad I didn't fall off the ladder. But so that's the way that was, and that's what happened. And then on top of that, my microphone fell off, and of course it didn't just fall on the ground. It fell in the little ditch and fell in some water. So I don't know if it's ruined or not. I'm afraid to even try it. It's probably toast. So anyway, but continue on with the video.
Gary just cut the big branch, but you couldn't see it because I didn't get my phone on quick enough. And then he smoothed it off with another big hunk. But I wish I would have caught the great big branch that he just cut down before that. He's got a harness on, even though it looks scary way up there. Things you gotta do around the farm. Sometimes they're a little dangerous. Anyway, I think that's all the cutting he's gonna do except cut up the tree for now. He'll just come on down. Over and out. Whoop. I'll go ahead and get him come down. Then I'll sign off. I don't have a voice today, so you have to excuse me. Allergies and asthma. You can see that great big branch right there that he cut. Over and out.
Okay, so I wasn't aware didn't have a mic, so nothing picked up. And it was in that ditch right there. It should have picked up, but so it fried out. Anyway, I was just explaining how amazing it was, how the first limb, that's about 1,000-pound limb, came down and just jammed up against there. Then it's stuck in the ground probably a good foot. There's the piece that you see where it's ripped off. And there's the little stub that I cut off cleaning up the tree a little bit, which wasn't little, that was pretty heavy. But anyway, so yeah, that was pretty neat. And what I didn't explain how hot it was that day. The humidity was really high, and I don't know, it was the mid to upper 90s or something like that. And I'll show my face here in a minute. You can see, it was hot. See? And so then I was still hot about that saw too, because that compression is so hard. But to be honest, I bought it and it was on sale. That was probably the reason why, because it doesn't have a decompression switch, so it's just really hard to start. But it's a good running saw. I mean, it just eats wood, so I like that part about it. So it's probably best this rant didn't come out talking bad about steel, because it's really a good saw. You just got to man up when you're starting it, and starting it up on top of a ladder ain't easy. we'll call that a wrap. Happy 4th of July, our Independence Day, and happy birthday to our country, to the USA. So, that wasn't that bad of a job, now was it? I'd rather do that than all that hay, that 250 bales of hay. I think the tree turned out good though. Looks a lot better without that big stump hanging on the end of it. Couldn't cut it off perfectly straight, but that wouldn't be good for the tree if I did. But anyway, that's a wrap. Gary and Luann, she's done in and got her shower. Gary and Luann, Crazy Cluckers, out.